Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm really excited to show you this diecast vehicle by LCD Models, and it is of the McLaren 765LT. Now, I've seen this car out and about, just walking around, and seen it on the road nearby. There's a few people who've got it, and it looks awesome. And I could never get one, but I can get one of these, and I'm going to show you this premium level diecast. So this one I actually opened pre-video because I just wanted to see what it was, but this one hasn't been opened yet. So when I got this from AliExpress, it comes in this plastic wrapper, and you can see inside they've taken a lot of care. You know, they've put this cellophane cling film type material over it to make sure that, you know, it remains stuck on. And it's great because, you know, for whatever reason, if it's been shipped around from China to UK and the screw breaks loose, and it's just like boom, you know, extra protection. So really well cared for, really thought out, and it's arrived extremely safely and in top condition. So let's get this open, and I will show you the inside, the vehicle itself. Okay, managed to get the box open neatly. So this flew out, and it's a QC pass, which is really good to know. You know, you get these random brands from China that you've never heard before, and you don't even know what they're about. And I've bought some really cheap toys from China just to see. And you know, in the Photoshop, the images look really nice, and then when you get them in reality, they're just junk. And you know, one of these cheap toys, the paint just flaked off, and you know, as I've got kids, it's not really very safe if they played with it. And you know, when it came to the QC, it was like it passed it in the Middle East, and I was like, well, I'm in the UK or Europe at least, and it's a different standard. So, you know, yeah, it's really important to make sure that if it's an unknown brand, that they've got some kind of QC quality control, because you don't really want unsafe products. You know, you hear in the news about, you know, lead being used in certain paints and all this stuff. I don't want any of that nonsense. I just want to enjoy the toy. So that's good for me. I can't be bothered thinking about that stuff. This is the box. 1/64 scale, McLaren, blah blah blah. Really cool 3D image there. Nice little render. And then underneath we've got similar stuff. We've got the official product McLaren. So, you know, these guys have had to, when they design these toys, and they get the feedback from the official McLaren team, which is awesome, because then you know that, you know, if you're at work and, you know, your boss had to report to McLaren as a stakeholder in your company, you're going to make sure you get stuff done and done right. So that's always very good. And then, yeah, if you just want to pause that and read that stuff, that's up to you. This website, I don't even think it works, so how to go, so whatever. And I got two versions of it because I really like this car. And we've got orange and dark blue. So I have seen it in orange. I haven't seen a dark blue one yet in real life. And it really does stand out on the road, and it looks super swish. So let's get this pulled out here. Booyah. Let's get these boxes out like that. Okay. Speaking of which, I don't, if you're into diecast and you've also been looking on AliExpress, you've probably seen like these random 3-letter Chinese brands like GCD coming up, LCD, this one, and some various other ones, and they all have very, very similar plastic bases and acrylic boxes, which, I don't know, it's like, are they all coming from the same factory by the same designer but just under a different name? I don't even know what's going on. So anyway, maybe I'll take a look at that in a future video. So yeah, it just comes in a acrylic case. Let's just take these off and reveal these two beauties. Let's take a look at the orange one first. Just going to make sure stuff around me is not falling off while I do the review. So here we go. So there was a choice, there was another brand, I think it's called CM, and they had like a plastic spoiler and you could, you know, move it up and down, but it just looked really flimsy. So thanks to those other diecast reviewers who have reviewed it, because I made a choice to go with LCD instead because of that. Now there were a couple of reviews of LCD, but I didn't really see this one. Maybe there are some ones now, but I saw some, you know, there's one where it was like dark here and the rest of it was orange, and it wasn't like plain colour. So anyway, I've got them now, which I'm super happy about. First of all, the paint, it is spectacular. Beautiful finish, metallic shine. They really stand out really nicely. Super nice silhouettes, look at that. Fantastic. Blacked out racing tyres. Yeah, I love it. This is just utterly fantastic. So really simple, just unscrew it here, and always be careful because these headlights are really fragile, so never always grasp it securely by the side. That's what I do, and then just turn, and it's pretty easy. So this one comes with two parts, as you can see. There's another plastic piece here. I'll just put that down here for the moment. Let's put that one there. Let's take this one off as well. Being in the UK, I've been waiting a bit longer for these because of the Royal Mail strikes, but I'm glad they got here pretty much yesterday, I think. So yeah, nice. All good. Okay, so those are off. You know, this almost has me as excited as when I reviewed the TLV, the Lamborghini Countach 25th anniversary in a previous video. The level of detail was utterly stunning. These come close, but they're not quite the same because they have no opening parts at all, which in a way makes it simpler and easier. So I'm just going to put these bases to the side. Okay, so let's have a look at these babies up close. So let's do some serious zoomage. Right. Look at that. Some of you might know more than me about how the models are made and what's featured in them. Before I go into it, I just want to say, look, it's quite similar to this Hot Wheels I've got, which is the Automobili Pininfarina. It's got a similar design, I think, just without the spoiler, but it does remind me a lot of this vehicle, as you can just see like that. Anyway, I reviewed this in my Hot Wheels, and I've done a top 10 2022 Hot Wheels castings. So I'll just zoom back down, there we go. But yeah, so this is, I think that's all metal, isn't it? Sometimes it's like these models are so fragile, I feel like just put a little bit of pressure on it, might break, and I'll be like, no. So first of all, let's look at these wing mirrors. There we go, finally. So I think they've been glued on, and they've been coloured in pretty realistic paint to match the rest of the body. And you can see all this cool carbon fibre detailing. You can see the 765LT written here on the carbon fibre. So let's just take this from front to the back. Here we are. Look at that, look at these headlights they put in. Let's try and get a clearer look on that there. Yep, so some companies might be easiest just put a bit of paint on, but you know, they've put something in there. small piece of plastic just to separate out, and it's really deep inset. It's got this silver highlight here as well. Look at that. That is just, you know, if you're a photographer and you want a supercar or a sports car to take pictures with, I'd definitely nominate this model as a worthy candidate. You know, if you're into lighting and all that for your photos, this is a model that will do you proud. So you can see at the front here, air vents and all that. So the base is plastic and it mimics carbon fibre. Got all these stripes on. It says here, whoop, upside down, made in China, McLaren 765, and it's got screws here if you want to customize it further, which is really handy and really easy. Okay, let's go back to the side view. Look at that, you can see the lights off my LEDs lamp coming off it beautifully. Let's go around here to the back. Exhaust. I think this one's slightly higher on this side. It's not quite down, but it's a small margin. Plastic red insert lights here. The combination of die-cast and simulated carbon fibre through the plastic and all these little bits. What a model. Underneath, is that a hole? No. Just a piece of painted silver underneath. Brilliant. Look at that. There's something cool about these wheels and I'll show you. Look at that. The brake disc stays. Also, one more thing. I've been getting into auto worlds and they are absolutely fantastic models, but their wheels do not spin. And if I'm paying more money, I expect wheels to spin. It's not a non-negotiable. Like, I'll still buy Auto World because they look fantastic, but it is a bit below my expectation, and I find it a bit disappointing. If you pay more money, I expect everything from Hot Wheels up. So if Hot Wheels wheels roll, I expect every premium model to roll as well. Otherwise, I will just buy a resin one with great detail on if I just wanted a model only. But, you know, there's some fun just doing this. Let me just show you that again. There's a lot of fun doing that. And, you know, I'm not one of those collectors who's just like, yeah, just pop it on this display shelf and, you know, like that. I like to just get them out and just have a mess around with them as well. So that's part of the fun. Windscreen wipers at the front here. I think they're moulded in the plastic and just a bit of paint on. There's no open, but there's no open window, but you can see inside. Let's see if we can zoom in. So on the steering wheel, there's something of a design there that you can see. 6.4 magnification. This is really zooming in a lot. I might lose it, but okay. Let's see on the other side. There we go. So you can see, yep, so left-hand drive. And the back just has the engine part here. So that's the blue one. I'll show you the orange one now. What a beast. Again, the way that, you know, this contouring and the way it's been miniaturized at 1/64 scale, the way it just, the lights just, see that with the light? Brilliant. Let's have another look. So we can have a look at these headlights again here, the way they've done them. 8 magnification now, so it's quite high. Zooming in. Let's go back out again. Here we go. So again, look at that silhouette. You know, the wind just goes, blows over. Superb model. And again, the wheels, brake discs stay, wheels roll. And they've even got a little, you know, paint app in there. The attention to detail cannot be said that, you know, enough is, yeah, these are much more, these four exhausts are much flatter, you know, much more consistent in line with each other. Yeah, it's, you know, whoever designed this knows their stuff, and the guys who made this know their stuff, and it has come out brilliant. This is like a proper nice premium diecast 1/64 scale version. Yeah, this is a really good standard to hold to. Brilliant. Okay, and there's the bottom, same thing. So yeah, I mean, I haven't got anything else to compare this to because there's nothing quite like it really. It's in a class of its own, I'd say, right now in terms of my collection. Maybe I'll get some more LCD stuff later, but for now, let's give these guys a spin. So, okay, here we go. Let's give this a spin round so you can see and appreciate everything. So yeah, I mean, the only thing stopping it from being at the top level of my favourites, which is the TLVs, are that's the top, is that, you know, there's no opening parts. It would have been cool to have a metal spoiler that goes up and down, or even opening doors. But you know, as a model, it is absolutely spot on. Really recommend this this brand LCD, and in particular, if you like McLarens, definitely recommend this model as well. Okay, let's stick the blue one on. Here we go. Yeah, I couldn't tell which was better really. I like the orange one because it's really bright, but then the blue one's is also very cool. So both work very well, and yeah, just got on both. I was like, why not? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, drop a comment below, let me know what you think, and subscribe for more reviews. I hope to do more of these kinds of models in the future. Let's see what LCD release in 2023. Take care.